Nobody's on yet. But that's okay. What's up to whoever just jumped on? I wish it would tell me who's actually on and who's not. I can only see it if you comment. Yeah, I just tried to look. I can't see who's on. Howdy, howdy. How's your day rolling? Ah, thanks, fella. I try to be. Well, I am processing circuit boards. When I get them in the mail, they look like this. I got to get all these tabs off of them. I used to put the components on myself. I don't know if I have an old board around here or not. Yeah, I used to put all the components on myself. And then we figured out that it's cheaper just to get a company to do it. And they look smaller and more professional. Hello, cutest little girl. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a budget army film. That's hilarious. Oh, this right here, that's a fly trap. About a week ago, I had flies totally swarm my office and drive me insane. And these have to be the smartest flies I've ever experienced in my life, because this thing only caught 2 of them. And then they just went away. I don't know what happened. What's up, Missy? How are you? I hadn't figured out how to play music. I mean, I guess I could play it in the background. I can have some of my cheese. I guess, Brand, bring it on. I love cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? I know a joke about some cheese. How do I see myself in 5 years? Old and on a motorcycle. You'll have to hear me in person for that. Oh, somebody said something nasty. Let's see what they said. Play some meth. Why would you say that? Let's hide that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play some meth. Well, hello, Jessica. It's good to meet you from New Jersey. Well, I'm from Mississippi. Yeah, I'd totally be the official mascot of Tennessee. The second coolest kid in homeschool. I wish I was homeschooled sometimes. I went through public school. It made me mean and old and crotchety. A gay NASCAR celebration room? Yeah, I don't know about that. That's weird. Looks like I just needed a wall, and I'm not a carpenter by no means. I just made stuff work. You should see the other side of the wall. It looks just as ridiculous. I'm building these circuit boards. I build all the pedals for the Lone Wolf Blues Company. We do our harmonica pedals. So yeah, you can check out our website and you can see the stuff I build, the finished product. But this is the heart and soul of it. Yeah, these pedals here, for you guitar players out there, use these little bitty vacuum tubes. We get them from Russia. It's pretty cool. Harmonica players, they don't really like the way triodes sound, which is what makes guitar sound awesome. So we found some miniature pentodes that just work well with harmonica. Yep, I would totally scalp tickets. Man, y'all trip me out with that. That's hilarious. I get told I look like Jack Black a lot. I'll take it. Oh, Cookie's the only one. Everybody else left. Yeah, these boards, this particular one is an overdrive pedal. And we push the tube to the point where it no longer sounds clean and it's overdriven. This is a different one that uses a tube. We got some extra special delicious goodness in here. This is our new Wild Drives. I don't have an enclosure for it at the moment. I enjoy it. I've been working with this company for about 4 years now. No, we don't have any digital things. We don't have any sort of computer stuff. They're just all analog audio. We dabbled with getting into digital effects, but the truth about digital effects is there's nothing we can really do that would be harmonica specific. I mean, we could invent some new wild sound, you know, but everything that you can do digitally can be done with guitar pedals. Like any solution that we would solve for harmonica players could be done with guitar pedals as far as the digital stuff goes. Where our products really shine is the analog stuff. Guitar pedals just don't work that well for harmonica. They do work, you can make them work, but the frequency response of the pedal itself just doesn't really fit. That and the fact that harmonica players like everything done wrong. Like I built a couple mics for harmonica players, and I don't have any of them sitting around me. But harmonica players don't like a clean sounding mic. They like dirty mics. And so if it sounds like your school's PA system, they eat that mess up. How are you doing? Girl, I'm making some effects pedal boards. Yeah, my wife tells me all the time, my job is like installing stingers on baby bumblebees. I get $12 a board. It's pretty good. What do y'all do for a living? Ha, me neither. I wish I got paid from YouTube. I'm trying though. Yeah, I'm totally an amateur on all this. Yeah. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel rolling. I do a lot of recovery ministry. I ride for a group called Broken Chains, and I pretty much fund my own ministry. And I see a bunch of, and I see little kids making bank on this freaking app. I kind of want to do the same. You remind me of someone I miss. Well, that's what's up. Tell me about them. Oh, thanks. I hope so. I hope YouTube will pay me one day. I kind of dropped the ball on my channel for a little while. I've just gotten busy doing other stuff, and I was doing, and you can look at my channel and get an idea of what I was doing. I was making shorts, and they were starting to take off. I was starting to get around 2,000 views per short, and then all of a sudden, it just tanked off. You know, I think the last one I did, I got maybe 100. I hadn't looked at it in a minute, and I had other stuff going on. Oh man, I hate that. Shoot. That's why I do what I do with recovery. I work with Celebrate Recovery, and we're starting to get into Recovery Lives. You know, I've never done drugs in my life, but I'm going to tell you what, recovery is where it's freaking at. You know, you really don't realize what you struggle with until, you know, you start soul searching. And once you start experiencing freedom from that stuff, man, it's great. That's one thing I've never been good at is animation. I've dabbled with it. There was this program I played with in college years ago called Pivot, and I don't even know if you can still get that program. It was this stick figure animation thing, and I had a lot of fun. Hola. Oh no, yeah. And I never really got good at it. What am I even doing? Move y'all for a second. Here's the other side of what I'm looking at. Y'all, my friends, when they come in my office, they're like, whoa, little drawers everywhere. I don't know what to think about that. Man, my wife throws a freaking fit every time I talk about getting a bunny. And I was really looking to get a bunny. Just because, I don't know, I want a bunny. And she's generally the one that takes care of the animals. And so I'm not just going to get a bunny and make her responsible for it. Because she's just going to take responsibility no matter what. But that's been kind of the joke of our marriage, you know. Am I actually going to get a bunny or not? She never really knows if I'm joking or not. I feel like one day she's just going to snap and go crazy over bunnies. I pick on her about it all the time. Every time somebody around us gets a bunny, I act like I want one because, you know, they make babies really quick. You know, it's not hard to get baby bunnies. If I got a bunny, I'd get a little black one. Or one of those long, floppy-eared ones. I really like those. And I'd have to somehow figure out how to train this rabbit to ride on my motorcycle. It'd be a Harley bunny. I don't know if you can do that, if bunnies will, like, be okay with that. But I would definitely put forth the effort. See, that's what I keep telling her. Like, bunnies are awesome. Ha! Get a sausage dog soon and call him Frank. That's great. I had a wiener dog once. That little traitor left me for my neighbor. And then he spent all of his time at my neighbor's house. So I bought this dumb dog. Fed him, loved him. He had a great home. And he spent all of his time at my neighbor's house. And then my neighbor's kid fell in love with him. And then they was like, can I please have your dog? He don't ever come to your house. Been a cat person ever since. You should totally name your dog Frank. That is great. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Ha! I would name my dog after Greek gods. That's awesome. When I was a little kid, everybody was always bent on telling me what's inside of hot dogs, and I was always bent on not caring because hot dogs are amazing. I don't care what people say or what's in them. Oh no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't really have to do this, I just do it. These things come with rough little edges. I like sanding them off, that's so much nicer. That's why Lone Wolf Blues is the best. We sand our edges. It kind of is. The most satisfying part is this little snap. I literally look forward to that. I have no idea why I like that so much. Because you could feel, I don't know if you can hear it. Ah. You feel the little fibers tear and then break. It's whatever. That's what happens when you work by yourself. You go a little insane. Well, see, you understand then. There you go. It sends signals to my brain. That's exactly what it does. What's up, Steve Allen? See, I used to start on the wire making first because the machine I got, which I'll fire up in a minute, makes these little wires here. And it's pretty cool to watch. I used to have to cut and strip them things by hand, which was a pain. And then we got this machine. I built a machine out of a cannibalized 3D printer, and Randy was like, let's see if we can find something that's already built, that's a little better than that, because the 3D printer was actually working. And we found this machine for like $600, and it is the bomb. And it makes these little wires. It's my stripper, Samantha. I change her name weekly. Makes me feel like I'm with a different stripper every week. That's such a dumb joke. They go in these little holes. Do I have one out and open? Yeah. You got your input jack, your output jack, and this is your stomp switch. A lot of companies will have a solid circuit board, and that really is an easier way to do it, and we're slowly moving over to that direction. But this is just what we did, and I don't know, it's kind of fun wiring these things. Yeah, this is what the wires are for. And it allows us to use different size enclosures. We'll use different size enclosures with the same boards. And You can look on our website and you'll see that some have a battery, that some will have a battery option and some of them won't. And it's the ones without the battery option saves a little space on your board. The ones with a battery option takes up a little more space, but you can put a battery in it. Depends on what they want. But doing it like that allows us to use the same board with different size enclosures. Want to hear a joke? Go for it. What do you call a cow with no legs? Go for it. Tell me, what is a cow with no legs? Ground beef. That's great. I love it. What's past tense for a pencil? It was lead. I was really disappointed when I found out that pencil lead wasn't actually made out of lead. Because me and all my little monster friends used to stab each other with pencils. This is how ridiculous we were. Those clicker pencils, we would sharpen the stupid little lead in them. We would take it, we'd spin the thing on paper until they got really sharp, and then just stab each other and break them off inside of you. I mean, I still got one in my leg. I got the actual lead piece out, but I've still got that little black scar. And I'm sure they do too. We would just stab each other and break them dumb things off. We were the worst third graders, I'm telling you. Me and some of my buddies, y'all are going to get a kick out of this. Me and some of my buddies figured out that if you pretended to be retarded, they would give you less spelling words. So we all pretended to be retarded. We all pretended that we had trouble reading and comprehending, and we were intentionally misspelling words all the time. Golly. I think they call that being too smart for your own good. We even had these special teachers come in and test us. They failed horribly. Telling you. This is what I think needs to happen, okay? In schools, we need to separate boys and girls. We need to find some old rock and roll biker guys, give them a teaching degree. They teach the boys because they've been there and they've done that, especially maybe if they got like a prison sentence behind them or something, you know. Somehow, when I grew up, I didn't end up in jail. Something just snapped in my head when I was in the 6th grade, and I just quit doing that crap. Oh man, that's no good. Well, see, I would love one day to actually get an x-ray on like my ankles to see what former injuries I've actually had is, man, I had this obsession when I was a kid of jumping off of high things. And if I got hurt, I would hide it because I was afraid my parents would quit letting me go out in the woods and jump off of stuff. Too smart for my own good. It'd be interesting to see. But if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. And God help me if I could have ever gotten my hands on a dirt bike when I was a kid. Oh, man, I'd be dead. You should do it. I probably shouldn't encourage you to do things like that, but I feel like I would do it. Get a cardboard box and just open the front door and go. Actually, I have done it. It's a lot of fun. My grandmother had a house and with a upstairs, and the stairs went down into their bedroom. And I was spending the night, me and my cousin were spending the night, and we had the brilliant idea of getting a cardboard box and making a sled and going down the stairs. And she was outside, and so she comes inside and hears all the fun we're having. Well, she heard all the fun my cousin was having, and she comes in, and right as I'm going down the stairs, she catches me, and she distracts me. I hit the side of the door, and I flop into the bedroom, and she just picks me up, drags me to the living room, and tears my butt up with a switch. Never mind this potential head wound that I have. I love my grandmother, though. Man, she was hardcore. Man, this thing right here, I got a whole set of them. These have to be one of the most useful things I've ever bought off of Temu. They're actual diamond stones, and man, I use the crap out of these things. They don't really work that well for sharpening stuff. And what I'm finding is these little edges, these little divots here, these grit reliefs, they dull the edge as you're dragging the knife across. I've got another sharpening set for that. But if I ever need a precision flat edge like this, it's not super precise, but it'll hone it on in. I use them a lot for my 3D printing. I made this little steam engine, and there was a couple parts on here that wasn't mating together properly, and it was mainly in this valve chest right here that I needed to work right. So I sanded the caps in this valve chest flat, and man, it works. If I had my air compressor in the house, you could see it run. Oh yeah, there's my machine back there. I got some others over there. Those are kind of my reserved. Well, man, it was good seeing you. Shoot, I'm going to do this more often. Man, dude, these lives are kind of fun. Yeah, 3D printing's cool, man. If you're on a budget and you just like ordering stuff off Amazon for the thrill of it, it's pretty much the same thrill. You have to, you literally get to watch the thing you just ordered the machine to make come to life. And there's always this little bit of anxiety that goes along with it. Just in case y'all needed it, here's a little Jesus. I love these. But there's always a little anxiety because you never really know if it's going to come out right or not, especially with these home machines. But they're pretty cool. For $200, you can get into it. And you'd be surprised how handy they are. I don't really have the time to fool with it, but what I really want to get into is the metal casting. People that take 3D prints and either do some sort of lost PLA where they encase it in plaster and then burn the PLA off, or they will actually make the mold themselves, the mold cores themselves, and do sand casting. Either way, man, it's pretty cool, and you can get some pretty intricate parts. For me, most of the time, just stupid stuff like this, or if I need a part for something. Like a kid at my church needed a guitar strap button, and I printed a couple of them up one day, you know, because I'm always ordering them things. For whatever reason, guitar companies, cheap guitars, don't put 2 strap jacks on them. So I printed a bunch of them, and I'll just give them out. I've printed, this is one of my favorites. This one was really difficult, and it really didn't come out right, but there we go. I printed some parts for a motorcycle I'm working on. If you look at one of my lives, you'll see I was working on the engine for that bike. And when I was putting the headlight, working on the headlight, there was a piece missing. It was like this square round bushing thing that was supposed to go in it. And so instead of trying to find a replacement for a 30-year-old bike, 40-year-old bike, I just printed one, went on the fly. Yeah, it's a Star Trek ship. It's one of the ones that was never actually used in the show. You'll always see them in the background. I wish they would use one. It's my favorite. Don't tell nobody, but I'm a closet Trekkie. Love me some Star Trek. An unused asset. Talking about my printer. Well, at one point I was trying to sell 3D printers. And if I would have been in a bigger city, I think I would have been more successful with it. But man, around here, the people that would buy 3D printers already have one. And they already know how to use them. And so the people who, it was so aggravating trying to teach people how to run these freaking printers. So I just gave up and quit. It's like there's other things I could do that doesn't drive me insane. And what I was hoping was people, because you could get one of these things, design some sort of product, and start a business. You really could. How old are you? All right, what am I doing next? Yeah, you could start a business with them. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, man, mow some lawns, and man, if you can come up, and they're getting cheap now. If you can come up with, I think I've seen them sell for as little as $150, $200. You can have a decent 3D printer, and go to these flea markets and whatnot, make you a bunch of parts. Go to flea markets, sell stuff on Facebook Market. You can literally turn it into a business. I sold a machine to a guy, and he started making robot parts. He runs some sort of robot club for a school. Started making robot parts, and once some of the other groups started seeing what he was doing and what he was capable of, they started ordering stuff for them. You know, because in the robot competitions, it's more about teaching kids about technology than it is about winning, really. And so he started making some pretty decent money with it. It's one of the machines I sold him. Yeah, it's a little bit costly to get into. The big issue you're going to run into is not so much the cost as it is the learning how to use the dumb things. They're a pain to get going, and overall they're not that difficult to use. It's the maintenance of them, because they'll just break in the stupidest of ways. I was printing a part, and all of a sudden my stupid heater nozzle just quit working for no reason, and I had to put another one in to keep going. And it's just little things like that. But man, if you're willing to put it's like anything. If you're willing to put the work into it, it'll pay you back. And if it was easy, like anything worthwhile in life, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Yeah, there's always going to be a little delay. It depends on your internet connection, my internet connection. These lives, they have to buffer through YouTube. And I'm pretty sure their algorithm's watching me. All right, so now we're going to process these little tubes. It's not too bad. But if you're willing to fight with it, you'll figure it out and it won't be a problem. And then all your friends will be like, "Hey, I want you to make this dumb thing for me." And then you're going to be like, "Hey, it's going to cost you some money." What are my machines? I use A-nets. I've got one Creality, and the rest of them are A-nets. Oh, the little orange things? This? Or these? These are tubes. These are vacuum tubes. It's what people used before silicon electronics. Let's see if I can find an op amp. I'll show you what these actually replace. I've rearranged all my parts. I can't find anything. I don't know what a little orange thing. I got a little amp here. Yeah, these things are cool if you play guitar. I love, this is my favorite mini amp. All right, now we're going to check and see if my tubes are ringing. Set my voltage. Yeah, it's my power supply. It's a little guitar amp. Let's see. Well, it was good meeting you. Yeah, you'll get to see, if you stay on for just a second, you'll get to see what this thing does. So I got a little tester here, and what I have to do is make sure these tubes don't ring. So that way, when the customer gets them, and they click that little pedal, it doesn't ring through their amp. So we got to straighten these little pins out. Yeah, man, feel free to jump on anytime I'm live. All right. Hear that ringing? This tube may not be any good. You too. Yeah, I need to put my email and stuff on my YouTube channel too, so y'all can message me. I might have to hit you up about that one day. Yeah, you keep going with that animation. You can make some serious money with it. And here's the kicker, like, a lot of folks will tell you you need to go to college and get a degree. Learn skills. Learn skills. Learn skills and get to know people. Because you could sit there and politic your way into a good job and make way more money than somebody who busted their butt in college. That's been my experience. I don't have a degree for what I'm doing, but I do got the skills to do it. Oh, you're probably really good at it then. You can probably get on Fiverr, pretend to be an adult, get on Fiverr, and people would pay you to make animations. Yeah, that's what I started trying to learn how to do was the frames. But I had so much going on back then, it was hard to really focus on it. But you got a good start. Oh, that's with anything that you do. You should put your heart and soul into it. I will do. Will do. We got a ringer. This one's not too bad, though. I'm going to pass it. Good night. Yeah, don't do that. What time is it in where you're at? Well, YouTube, I think I'm going to go ahead and log off too. I'm going to go get me some breakfast. Appreciate you guys. Y'all are the bomb. Don't ever forget it. And man, I want you to hear somebody telling you that you're not a failure. You're not a mistake. You're not stupid. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. And if you don't believe me, well, you just should, because I'm a guy with a bandana. Love y'all. Later.